guys, welcome to the Counselor's Journey to Private Practice. I am here with Dr. María Jiménez from Dynamic Psychometrics. Thank you for being here, María.
Thank you for having me.
And as I said, María, I hit it hard with that Spanish, didn't I?
Maria. You're rolling the R's.
That's my mom's name.
Yeah.
But as most Latinos, I say mama. And then friends of mine growing up, they'd be like, why don't you just call her mom? You sound like a little boy, Juan. I said, no, you don't do this in Spanish culture. It's mama or mommy.
No, mommy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then I told my mom that, and she was like, you're always going to be my little boy.
That's true.
Yeah, that's exactly what you'll call me. Don't listen to them.
You're just right.
Exactly. So, Maria, tell me your journey of private practice. How did it start? I know that right now you're Dr. Jiménez. So
Yes.
Somewhere in there, you went all the way from that undergraduate to graduate level, which is amazing. And you've got a practice, Dynamic Psychometrics.
That's right. So my journey with private practice started with a practice named Pueblo Pioneer Psychology in Colorado.
Wow.
I opened a practice over there like 4-5 years ago, which is still running, still working, still blooming. But I moved to Florida, and then I still like to go to private practice. So I opened Dynamic Psychometrics here in Florida, and I just venture into the business of private practice because it is malleable. It can be tailored to what you consider is your niche or is your inclination. And in private practice also, you decide your guidelines, your ethics, your morale in the provision of services for others. And that is what motivated me the most, I think, to open a private practice, is to do something that is really pertaining to me and really kind of show to everybody what I want to bring and the way that I want to serve.
Yeah, I love that. That's exactly what brought me to private practice. I wanted something that I was able to be a part of. I was one of the core puzzle pieces, in that giant puzzle called, your private practice. Mm-hmm. Tell me, you did a practice in 2 different states.
Yeah.
And it's scary enough for one person just to do one. What did you learn from the first one that you did to the second one? Because I assume in the second one, maybe it launched a little bit different.
I have to say the first one, I believed I had all the time. I only had to focus on that practice. So it was rocky because I didn't know anything, and there was no practitioners in the area. It is this place in Colorado, in Pueblo, and there was such a lack of clinicians over there, and Spanish-speaking clinicians even more. So it was easy because the need was very, very big. It was hard because it was just new. Second time around, I thought I knew, but no, you didn't.
Uh-oh. I feel that.
So when you move from one state to another, there's a whole bunch of other nuances that came across, but I felt a lot more comfortable. That was easier. Nice. I knew what I wanted to do. I had a business plan. I had a focus. So that was, for me, the easy part. The hard part is that I had 2 jobs because I needed to eat and create this practice. I wasn't in the same position as before. So it grew slowly, and the development stages was very slow.
What did you... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, but I was going to say that it's 80% planification and 20% execution. So it went well.
Interesting combo. What did you do, as far as like your business plan, just planification? I think so many people, and I'm one of those, I just jumped into the water not knowing how to swim, but I was like, whatever, we're going to make this work.
So I think there is a little bit there. You look out there, some things just fall into your lap and you just say yes because you want to do this, whatever it is. But other things, I I like to have my vision. I wanted to have my mission.
Okay.
Yeah, the planification side of it, it was to identify myself as a clinician, my brand in a way, the services that I'm going to feel comfortable providing. Other services I didn't know I was going to be this comfortable providing, but the other things just came across and you say yes, and then you venture. But that basis where you want to put that practice on, that needs to be solid. So whenever you want to shake the boat, it can take it.
Did you learn that from somewhere? As far as developing a mission statement, a vision statement, the services that you want to offer before, getting an office to rent?
I don't remember where it was, but I did many, many years ago. It was more in accounting or in business planning.
Hmm.
I have a good friend that actually it's a planner. PP, I don't remember the name of the profession, but that's what he does. He kind of builds up things. And he was the one
Okay.
that told me 80%, 20. So let's do that. And I Google it.
Nice. Yeah, Google is, you could find everything on Google. Everything is on
Maybe.
there.
Yeah, you just don't know if it's good.
You just don't know if it's good. And if you're sick or not feeling well, do not get on Google because you're going to think that it's the worst thing ever.
Yes.
That the mission statement and the value and building your mission statement, building your vision, your services, it reminds me of the author Stephen Covey, I believe. I think 7 Habits of Highly Successful People.
Yes.
Is that what is that? Okay.
Yes. That's it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So, I love that too, because when I read that book, I was able to kind of just bring things back and say, okay, Juan, what is the mission statement here? And then
Mm-hmm.
what's the vision? And then from there, you're able to build variables that drive your practice. And I
Yes.
think as clinicians, most of us are going to be really good at it because we work with patients and most of us encourage patients to build values. And we
Mm-hmm.
encourage patients to build values because then they're going to be more motivated to make change in their life,
Yes.
right? And business is the same thing. Tell me,
It's
what else did you do in your practice to develop it, to get the people in the community to say, hey, this is a good counseling office to go to?
um, I know that it was very important to have some sort of presence in out there in the media, so building a web page, building a Facebook page, or some sort of media, building yourself out there is important because that's the way that you kind of cement what you're doing and legitimize it in the market. Something that cannot be found in the internet, you don't know if it's real or not. Something that you cannot see also physically,
Hmm.
where this is located, how does it look? It is important. So photos this day was very important, and it was very important to have some social media presence.
Did you start that early on? And as far as social media, like what did you do exactly? A
I
Facebook
have to
group?
say, I have my Facebook
Okay.
page.
Page,
I have
business
my
page?
Facebook page and my web page. Groups and communication, I haven't developed just to be out there myself. This is, I
Hmm.
think, gonna be my first time talking out there.
Oh, well, you're doing awesome. Tell me with the website, did you handle all that on your own? Did you hire out?
I handled it all on my own.
Oh man, virtual high five. I'm proud of
What?
you. Good job.
Oh my God. I
I
don't
know
know.
it's
I'm
a
telling
lot.
you.
I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it.
It
It's
was.
good. It's good to at least know, how to get your feet wet and what you're doing, because
Yeah.
maybe later when you hire somebody, um, you know what they're doing versus just paying that amount of money and then hoping for the best.
Yes, I tried outreach at some point during my process here, and I have to say I was scammed once.
Hmm.
I tried to outreach and I hired somebody, and it seemed like I hired a virtual presence that never appeared. So
Yeah, those
I
stories I hear a lot.
yes, I try to get my hands on whatever it is, and if I see that it is very outside of the scope that what I can do, I then reach out. Like for example, this week and next week, I will have some meetups with somebody that is going to teach me a little bit so social media marketing in the media.
Okay, awesome. So did you schedule that like a consultation?
I have like it's every other week consultation type of education. I'm gonna pay this person to teach me how this world moves in the
Yeah.
social media. Yeah.
Perfect. I like that. I did something very similar to that because I wanted to figure out how, like me as, Juan in the practice before it
Hmm.
became a group practice, how I could connect to an audience, but still be
Yes.
authentic.
Yes.
Yeah. So I love that you're doing that. Maria, I know that you speak Spanish, and we
See?
talked a little bit about your niche and in testing, right? And doing
Testing.
immigration evaluations and forensic work.
Yes.
How did you find yourself in that niche? And I'm going to double up this question with a second one. How did you develop it? How did you build it?
Okay, so the niche for forensic, that's how I came to the United States, basically. I
Oh,
was hired back in Puerto Rico by this company that needed psychologists to perform assessments for disability. And I've been doing disability evaluations since 2012, and
okay.
I still do it. And it's a forensic area. And within that company, then I branched out to competency to stand trial evaluations.
Hmm.
And for those, you get in touch more with the attorney community and the law.
Yeah.
And then right there, I got in touch with an attorney that needed immigration services. And I said, well, okay, new one.
Yeah.
Let's see how do we do this. So I got with that attorney, and I think I heard you a couple of times, and I sat down with him to develop the
Hmm.
branch, to develop the report. I am so sorry
No,
about
no, no
this.
worries. Don't worry about it. It was either going to be your phone or my phone.
It's live.
So tell me, the attorney found you, I guess, and reached
That
out and
attorney
said, "Hey,
found me and
yeah,
said, found a friend of mine. The friend of mine just contacted me because he was not licensed. And then I said, okay, that's where I come with the part that, some things you plan, some things you just go ahead and say yes.
I hear that." In these like 20 minutes we've been speaking, you say yes a lot.
Yes.
That's
I
good.
do.
I need to work on that. You weren't nervous about doing the immigration evaluations?
I was because it is an area of expertise that there's not a lot out there.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually not a lot of or education. It is what it is now because of a political background that is coming into it. Um, I think there was a lot to learn about the community, the different type of immigration services needed, the different type of psychological evaluations needed within the immigration community. And so it was a lot, but it was doable. It was a matter of reading, and I'm blessed. I was blessed that this person
Mm-hmm.
sat down and gave me feedback and tell me what's needed, what doesn't work, what works.
Yeah. How did you navigate that, as far as like confidence, not feeling, I think sometimes I felt this, and I've had other clinicians share it with me. It's like that fraud feeling as far as, can I provide this service? I remember getting out of graduate school and I'm sitting down with a patient and I was like, man, Juan, can you actually do this?
Yeah, am I competent enough? Do
Exactly.
I have the competencies? I navigated that by reading and talking to people as much as I could about it, by just testing myself within it, by not being afraid of the feedback, and just correcting anything that you did wrong. You also want that feedback to continue doing everything that you're doing right.
Absolutely. I should have taken those strategies a while ago. Only if we would have met at that time. But
You can always text, email me.
yeah, but I guess maybe my journey would have been skewed in some kind of way.
We don't know. Yeah, this area it looks like it's really good for you, and I don't know if it's the same way for you, but when I got into this, I just felt like I was working with community of people that very like-minded, family, the personable thing. I feel connected to them. I feel connected to their community.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the reasons that I love working in that area. I think, kind of going back to where you first started with building your practice, having a vision, having a mission statement, having the services that you provide,
Mhm.
if you're able to maybe feel the way that you feel, where I feel connected to those that I serve, you're probably going to wake up and grind and build an awesome private practice versus, and I hate to say this, but yeah, it's kind of what happens all the times in community agencies. You know,
Yes,
you
you
get,
dread going in.
Mhm.
You don't want to get in there. But I don't know if it happens to you. When I work in corporate America, I dread going in because of the corporation mind, but I love it whenever I start seeing patients. It's like, it's fine as long as I have my clients and my patients. Like,
You've been in a lot of areas. So
oh, yes.
corporate clinical work, um,
Hmm.
Dr. Jimenez, so you got a PhD, correct?
Yes, I got a
Uh,
PsyD.
a PsyD, so
Hmm.
psychologist.
Hmm.
And then you did the forensic work with that company,
Hmm.
and then niching into immigration evaluations.
Hmm.
So you're diversifying yourself.
Yes,
Let's
yes.
let's talk let's talk a little bit about that, because a lot of clinicians go into one area. I help couples, and then that's it.
No, I have very few couples though. My other area, I like venturing. I think that my areas where I believe are my expertise or the best that I do is assessment and trauma work. I try to read and learn and go and get as much information out there to work with trauma informed
Hmm.
therapy, and it works well to also to deal with the community and what they're going through with the immigration process. So I do individual therapy and I do assessments, and in the assessment realm, that is so huge.
Yeah.
It's a huge venture. So right now focus on forensic work and this branch of immigration. But I also will have clients for the university that they need accommodation for testing, adults that need accommodations, or for the school, one or two clients that the moms want just to see how they're doing or those specific areas of needs that they have. So I will go in and assess for those needs, academic needs, just to get the teachers the information they need to prepare a good plan.
I like that. Was that part of your plan? Like whenever you were looking at getting out of school, working in private practice, the plan meaning wanting to work in different areas. Like I want to
Yes.
do some immigration niche. I want to work with students. I want to be able to spread myself in different areas to just, funnel in uh, income or revenue.
Well, it was my plan. I remember in my bachelor's degree, I took any and every class that was out there. I branched myself into all the different type of psychology that were available. And in my doctoral program, I tried the same. My program had a very distinctive format because it was in a medical school. So I had the very psychology area, I had a very medical area, neurobiology, and then they had this assessment and a little bit out there of psychodynamic and that object relationship.
Mm,
So I got in touch, I tried to take in as much, but in my practice, I understand that I have a primary thing that I'm doing,
yeah.
and I have these other areas, but I don't want my efforts just to water down if I just try to incorporate within it too much.
Absolutely. No, I love that you're able to have your skills and knowledge. You got your education, all the experience that you have, but you've been able to place yourself in different settings that, I assume increase the amount of monies that you're bringing in, for the opportunities that you have in your life or for putting it back into your business. But
Yes,
also, as you mentioned before, maybe it's fun too. It's fun to, niche into the immigration work, but then work with some students.
yes, yes. It is. It is fun and it is exciting. It keeps you on your toe.
That's one of like these things in the back of my mind that I always love about being a clinician is I know that I won't ever get tired of the work, right? I know that, if I work with 1,000 couples and then I just find myself in a position that I want to do something a little bit different, I
Mhm.
can find a consultant, or I can go do some continuing education, or take some courses. There's
Take some courses.
always opportunities to, continue to build that clinical knowledge and that business knowledge.
Yes, yes. Gotta get out there and look for them and just dig into it, dive, go
Yeah.
on, do it. It's fine.
Well, as you have said over and over, get out there and say yes to the opportunities.
Say yes. It's gonna amaze you the amount of things that are out there just trying to come in, and we feel we are so trapped, and we are only trapped by our own limitations that we set for ourselves.
Yeah. Maria, it's been amazing having you on here, to hear your journey, hear your story from building two practices, putting yourself in so many different environments where you're serving individuals in the immigration community, students, assessments, forensic work. I think clinicians out there that are going to be listening to this, hopefully they're going to say yes more often. But also, maybe they're going to realize that having that graduate degree, having that licensure, it allows them to dip their toes in many different buckets, and each
Mm-hmm.
of those buckets can increase their income, which
Yes.
then that can promote feelings of satisfaction or just growing the practice that they have and moving forward in their journey. Before you head out, people listening, right, people listening out there, if they want to contact you, if they want to pick your brain a little bit more as far as the forensic work that you do, or the immigration evaluation niche that you work in, how can they contact you?
Okay, so they can find me at www.d-psychometrics.com, or the Facebook page with the same name, like Dynamic Psychometrics, and also my phone number, 727-279-5878. Numbers, I have to read them. I cannot say them in English.
My brain does that too, where I'll look at it. All of that I'm going to have on the show notes so that whenever you guys are
Great.
watching the video,
Thank
you're
you.
able to just go down there and check it out. Maria, have an amazing day. Thank you for
You
sharing
too,
space with
Juan.
me.
Thank you, Juan.